Well, we're going to be talking to Ray Combs as he climbs to the top. Ray Combs, of course, is going to be hosting the new show Family Feud here on Channel 5. And we talked to Ray about what he takes from Cincinnati up to the top.
All these people we have talked to have come from Cincinnati. Andy Williams, Roy Rogers, there was Doris Day was from Cincinnati, there was Andy Williams. All have portrayed a wholesome image.
Well,
isn't that interesting?
It really is interesting. But again, I believe that cream rises to the top faster than some of the milk. It comes to the very top. And I think if a person has the right attitude about themselves, about where they're going, where they came from, particularly if you know where you're going, you're going to get there a lot faster. Many people come to Hollywood and say, I want to be a star. And you ask them, well, what do you do? I don't know, but I'm talented. Yeah. They have no plan. It's just like a football game. If the Bengals were playing, maybe they've done this. And if they don't know that they're on the 30-yard line and they have 70 to go, they're going to call a different play. And you have to be able to evaluate your life fairly. And I think people who've come from good upbringings are probably more honest with themselves and evaluating themselves, as they're probably more honest with other people. And I think goodness is rewarded.
Let's go to Michael Collins. He's with some of the folks at WUBE. Michael?
Norma, I am with Bill and Jackie White, kind of the Norma and Jerry of country radio, morning radio here in Cincinnati. They do the morning show with like a cast of thousands. You brought Glenn Campbell in. Do they get together often, Hartford and Campbell, like that? The old days?
That'd be a real good question, Michael, because, of course, Glenn Campbell was the lucky beneficiary of Gentle on My Mind, which is one of the all-time musical classics and was the theme song for his TV show. So, to be real honest, I doubt that they do, so this is probably a treat for both of them.
On the river, have you been down here much, Jackie, this week?
No, this is the first time, but let me tell you what, this is exciting. Beautiful boats lying up and down the Bicentennial Commons, the Serpentine Wall, and I've seen pretty much of them, but boy, it's really a sight to see.
Seeing all these riverboats down here, I kind of wish maybe they had riverboat service here again, you know? We could have these riverboats going up to Pittsburgh and maybe down to New Orleans or something like that?
Michael, I'm from St. Louis originally, and that's a big riverboat town. Boy, wouldn't it be great to hear all those calliopes again?
Oh, well, now that you put it that way, happy 2088. We'll see you then, Jerry and Norma.
Okay, thanks, Mike. We'll be back as Tall Stacks 88 continues.
Welcome back to the grand finale of a wonderful Tall Stacks weekend. Our own Michael Collins has been taking part in the weekend festivities. He's right now at the public landing. Michael?
Right in front of the stage, Norman. We're talking to some of the people who are waiting in line even as we speak to get on some of the boats. Hi, what's your name?
Elizabeth Ader.
And that's Mom?
I'm Mom.
And you guys have been on some of the boats this weekend? Which one?
We went on about 3 or 4 to visit, and we're going out on a cruise tonight.
Did you have a favorite?
Well, I don't know really which was my favorite. I liked a bunch of things about different ones. I liked the size of the president, and, you know, I liked the crew on the Island Queen. They were really nice. But, you know, a lot of things impressed me about other boats, like, you know.
The boats are great fun to watch. You've been down here on the weekend, but you haven't been on a boat, have you?
No.
What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie, I was on a boat called the President the other night, and this is what it was like. Look it over here. It had to be one of the hottest tickets in town this weekend, the Captain's Ball aboard the President.
These were the corporate sponsors who had the right to buy invitations, and this, yes, it's an invitation-only party.
And boy, did these folks get the royal treatment.
You look beautiful. Please don't stand too close to me because you will outshine me.
So what do you serve a crowd like this?
Steak, maybe ribs, soup. Chicken, potatoes, pigs, I don't know.
Well, you're close. There was something from the 4 basic food groups.
We're doing swordfish, shrimp and sausage brochettes, roast tenderloin, pâtés, cheeses, fruits.
Now, for those of you planning a similar dinner at your home, here's a tip.
No Jell-O salad, Michael.
The sticky napkins were intentional. You see, everything was...
as it was 200 years ago.
The cost for this cruise, $85 a ticket. But had they taken a similar cruise down the Ohio 100 years ago during Cincinnati's centennial, the cost would have been slightly less.
About 100 years ago, a maid or a laborer might make $1 a day, $2 a day, something like that. So I might guess $5, $7 a day. or $7 for a ticket.
You say you want to get your tickets now so you won't miss the tricentennial celebration?
Well, at a moderate rate of inflation, you might have to get up as high as $800 to $1,000.
But will there be riverboats 100 years from now?
As long as there's somebody around to give them a lot of love and special care and willing to put the money into her, steamboats can run indefinitely.
Cincinnati is kind of like that, and one thing's for sure, 100 years from now, a view like this will still be for free.
And in addition to the cruises, Friday night was Light Up Cincinnati, and this was a chance to get a picture of the river that will probably never be recreated. The city, as always, was unusually beautiful, but with the tall stacks and their lights, this picture might be worth more than 1,000 words. The river has always provided that extra inspiration for photographers and artists alike, and capturing the flavored tall stacks was that challenge. This weekend has shown Cincinnati to the world with a little extra dressing, and I hope everybody who lives here had a chance to see it firsthand. What do you think? Should we do this again next weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good idea.
It is. Michael Collins has been spending this whole weekend just kind of hanging out. Right now he's hanging out on the public landing, so let's go to him. Mike?
I don't know. I think this was probably more thrilling than the fireworks. God Bless America just sent chills up my spine. Or America the Beautiful, that was the song. I lost my... You've been down here all weekend. What's your name?
Corey Dolan.
Yeah, and what were you telling me before? What was your favorite part?
When the Delta Queen and the Belle Louisville were racing, it was just the neatest thing I've ever saw, and we were right up on them on a towboat, the Clary Beatty.
And you lived on a boat for a while, huh?
5 years.
And kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here's some other people who have been here all weekend, haven't you? Did you find a place to park, or did you just camp out all weekend here?
Parking was fantastic. We took a shuttle at Park Crest and came on down and got a bus. Got off on the plaza here.
How many boats have you guys been on this weekend?
This week?
No, on any of them because they were all sold out. Yeah. But
so you just came down here and watched?
Right. For the whole day, practically, Friday. The weather was gorgeous and everything just was so well organized.
Everybody has had a wonderful time here. And did you have something? What's that?
City. Great honor to our city.
It sure is. Jerry and Norma?
All right, thanks a lot, Michael. It was an honor to the city now. Well, Michael Collins has learned a lot, too, except this is a little different, and he has a unique way of looking at some river trivia.
1830 to 1870, there was a movement underway to centralize the nation's capital and move it from Washington, D.C. right here to Cincinnati. The idea seemed to be a pretty good one, too, back then. Even the New York Times touted Cincinnati as having the most metropolitan atmosphere outside of New York City. The idea began to snowball, and by 1870, they even held a convention here. Obviously, nothing happened. But imagine with me, if you will, what Cincinnati may have looked like as the nation's capital.
Like the Taft Museum as the White House, or Union Terminal as the Capitol Building, or what if Fountain Square was the site of the Washington Monument?
It's probably just as well it didn't happen. Just think, on double coupon days at Kroger, we'd have to go through a security check, because that's when Nancy shops.
You know, since the beginning of time, they've had these races between the majestic queens of the river, these riverboats, and Michael Collins joins us now to tell us a little about that.
Yesterday there was a race with the smaller boats, and you got to go along on the race. Did you hamper anybody?
I hope not. It was great fun. There were actually 4 boats, the Mark Twain, the Becky Thatcher, the Southern Belle, and the River Queen. Now, one thing to remember about races like these is this is not a major sporting event. This has about as much impact as a presidential primary in the American Virgin Islands.
With the balloons as our signal, we on the Southern Belle were off. Our rivals, the Becky Thatcher and the River Queen behind us, the Mark Twain in the lead. Now, Las Vegas will never lay odds on a race like this. You see, these boats only go about 7 or 8 knots. They're not for racing. They're for
cruising, enjoying the river, and just, you know, dining in luxury and not have to worry about everything.
These boats go so slow, as a matter of fact, at the finish line, I'm not so sure whether or not it'll break the ribbon or the ribbon will stop the boat.
As we turn down river to come back, the River Queen cuts us off. The captain takes drastic measures.
If the folks that are in the restrooms right now will flush the commodes all at the same time, on 3, give us a little extra current. I think that would help Frank out a little bit.
Everyone did their part.
1, 2. 1, 2.
But no one here would go the extra mile.
If it looks like we're losing the race, are you willing to jump off the boat so that it'll be lighter and we go faster?
No, I can't swim.
No, sir.
You know, it's kind of like an old saying of the sea, women and children first.
But that's in a boat, not in the water.
As a result, you see what happened. Cincinnati's Becky Thatcher won, and we came in third.
So the final results then were the Becky Thatcher in first, the Mark Twain in second, the Southern Belle in third, and the River Queen in fourth. I personally put my money on the Ocean Wimp, and that didn't even place. So.
The ocean.
Why do I believe that?
I don't know about you, Michael. Sometimes you're just a little on the strange side, but that's okay.
Is riverboat racing something you want to get into?
It's fun. It's slow. It's a relaxing race. It's probably the most
probably the only relaxing race that there have ever been. Right.
Nobody gets tossed off.
That's
the thing
right.
doesn't burn. Okay.
We're going to go to Mike Collins now. Mike Collins has been watching the whole show from the Family Center, from the Family Pavilion at Sawyer Point Park. So let's now go to Mike. Mike, any parting words?
I gotta tell you, I think we had a good time here, huh?
Yeah.
What was the best part?
I like the bridge and the ending.
The bridge and the ending there. What percentage of the fireworks did you find scintillating, and which percentage of the fireworks did you find earth-shattering?
It was all earth-shattering.
It was all earth-shattering, huh? You could feel it on your feet. I noticed that, too. I guess, how can we sum it up here in the non-alcoholic family section? I must be 40. Did you guys have a good time? That's it from Sawyer Point.
Sounds like you had a wonderful time, Michael. Bring a few of your friends back with you.
And to think that the kids weren't drinking. I mean, all of them. They're sure making enough noise, though. But they had a great time. We'll be right back.
Stay with us.